I used to be a baseball blogger, and I really enjoyed it. And it was an interesting transition going from writing about baseball to covering the military, and even more so writing from Afghanistan, which I've done several times. As a baseball blogger, you spend a lot of time looking for the offbeat story, the funny story, not the thing that you would find on the front page of the sports section per se, as much as the interesting thing that was going on in the stands, or what the players are talking about, what the fans are talking about. I've tried to apply that blogging about the military in the past to get at what the troops are talking about. I joined the Post to start a new military blog called Checkpoint. I'm working on the national security team, and I'll be covering the military in a number of different ways, but the main emphasis will be this new blog. It's going to be a variety of things. I'm going to be covering current operations from DC. I'm going to be covering kind of adding context, adding background on a lot of stories that are already in the news. I'm also going to be doing my best to make sure that people understand the stories behind the troops, understand their points of view, and understand military families as well. I've done 3 embeds covering the military while in Afghanistan. All of them were with the Marines down in southern Afghanistan in Helmand Province. The first one was by far the most newsworthy, but also the scariest. I was in Afghanistan in 2010 the first time. I was in a district called Marja that the Marines had just taken over a couple months prior. And they really accepted me and let me see what they were doing firsthand. But it was a lot of foot patrols, pretty much at least one a day, several hours. It's 100 degrees easily most days. A very violent area. Firefights, IEDs on the road, all of those sorts of things. And you stop taking things for granted when you get home from a trip like that. It's hard to explain what life in a war zone is like, and especially what life in the infantry is like, unless you're there with them. At times there's a lot of sacrifices that goes with it, but I feel like it's very important for somebody to be doing it. And while I'm young and limber, I think that's a very important thing for me to do, and it's something that I can offer.